Hi everybody. I don't know about any individual, any of y'all, but like when I surround a lot of people, I just like to be in the wilderness or like stay away from majority of things. I like to be alone in the wilderness with God. It's a different feeling. You feel more energized. It's the spirituality level that I take because let me be real, like over the years, I got a lot of people approaching me. I don't know for what reason, but I kind of get sick and tired of it. My energy feels super drained. Like I feel tired all the time, especially when people always approaching me and watching me. But I'm talking about people with no good intent. I do have some friends with good intent and some that don't, but people that are not close to God, I just feel like I might touch a lot of people, but at the same time, I do love to be alone in nature with God. It's like talking to Him spiritually, myself with Him in the wilderness for sure. But there's just so many things, and like I just noticed that it's hard to be around when you can see in the discernment, or you can see the truth behind the person of who they are. And I not necessarily say that I believe every word for each individual, but we gotta listen. Like biblically in the Bible, Proverbs, it talks about to have your discernment really high, but it's not about your discernment. It's also about being wise enough, carrying God's wisdom to know if they are like close with Him or not. You have to be very careful because not many people are close to God, and they use these wicked things to like hurt other people who are close to Him, especially in the world we live today. I just noticed that, especially in the family groups, not all the family, but people are the very closest to you. They're not closest to you, but they see your potential, they see your energy, and they try to destroy it. Is whatever, through income, through your financial jobs and stuff, especially your relationships. If people don't want to be appreciative of what you do, and they always try to drag you down with them, you have to stay away from certain people. I got a lot of people talking to me about this, about certain groups of people that drag them down, or they make them feel insecure, or they make them feel unhappy, or they're into like a toxic environment through friendships, relationships, and family. I always say don't get near those kind of people who are negative. There's a lot of them everywhere, especially they're not very close to God. You need to understand that there's just a lot of people that you're going to deal with that have their own mental illness they're going through. And that's the reality of it. But there's also one thing else going on. If they're not happy with themselves, they like to hurt other people. It's a saying that hurt people for a reason. They just don't do it for a reason. And this is the reason I can't be around a lot of certain individuals, because I notice, like, even if you talk about spirituality or God, or if they're not close to Him, why bother being around those kind of people? And they're gonna drag you down in the first place, And you have to have your discernment really high too, because you gotta notice if they're close with Him or not, because some people talk, pray, but you have to seek prayer in a different level. It's like you have to talk to Him, and also spiritually an hour or so, more than that. But people do it short term. And let's be real, this world that we live in, don't want to focus on helping humanity, the community. Some of the famous people that changed the world or in the history have a connection with a higher power of God, but also is that they knew what was going on around us, and also the world we live in. And especially the people around us have the different motives, and you got to be careful. Like, I'm super wise to notice that There's just people know your potential or things that you could do, and they try to destroy it, or eventually they don't want to see you succeed to help either the community, the people, you know. It's more than one thing, you know, but let's be real. Not many people want to see that. And, you know, it's best to, like I always tell one of my friends, it's like if they're being very, not just being negative, but if they're dragging you down their level, not letting you grow or financially succeed in life, or they have wrong motives, you understand. There are people and family that do see us family, and there's, you know, I see a lot of here in this nation, a lot of broken families, and also like step parents, and I hear a lot of horror stories about that there's good step parents or there's not, and you got to be very careful if they have good intentions, because you see if they're driven with God or not. And I'd rather speak the truth and say what it is, because a lot of weird stuff been happening to me ever I came back, you know. But you gotta notice, like, are they really close with God? And like, if you see they are been like not seeing you grow, you have to find a way of resolution out of the situation, because to me, I just, you know, I get tired of people like that through friendships, families, or, you know, especially relationships. Like, you get tired of people that go drifting in the wrong ways, and I've explained them and through books and knowledge and so many things. Like, if you're gonna follow the wrong crowd, you want to follow alcohol, you want to follow partying, you want to follow things that don't leave good for your health, what's the point of me discussing and giving you the answer when you're still stuck in the sin cycle? And it's not the sin cycle. If you still want to project the negative energy of other crowds, go ahead, but there's consequences and there's a price to pay for that. You know, your mental health is your priority. Connection with God is your other priority. Being healthy is a priority, you know. There's so many things that people don't want to do is because it's hard, you know. Fasting is one of them. Eating healthy is another thing, because, you know, the world, it's filled with, you know, blindfolded and going through things that are not healthy for them, you know. Like, sometimes I have to cut people off if they bring me in situations that are not healthy, neither in food, neither like is the food even healthy. So it's best to, like, gotta be wise around certain crowds and groups, you know. And like I said, the world's a very big place, and I just want to inform anybody out there that they're not alone, that I know life is hard, and try to be disciplined is hard, trust me. I tried it so much. The last 2 years I was so focused and disciplined, and yeah, it's kind of hard, but it's healthy at the same time, because you're giving this to the universe, to God, and it's very intentionally healthy. And, you know, I noticed that even as well in friendships, I don't have many as friends as I used to. When I was like 20, I had like 10 to like 20 friends, a lot of friends. I realized they're not really my friends. They just try to distract me to things that are not healthy, and gossip and things that are not even healthy. And I realize those friends are jealous too, especially if you're very close to God. They tend to be jealous for some certain reason, and you wonder, why are they jealous? Why don't they want to see me happy, you know? It's because they see your potential, and not only that, it's like you're close with God, and, you know, those things, envy, pride, jealousy, like I repeated again, is just from negative energy, and it's not from God, you know? And people shouldn't be that way. And that's why I cut people off completely, not because I want to, is because it's good for my own health and my mental health, and every individual should do the same thing. You know, life is too short. You know, when I mean life is too short, you know, you never know what could happen the next day of tomorrow, and you have to live the best day each day, you know. And people don't want to progress and see that, you know. The world is full of distractions, of egoistical, you know, and to be real with you guys, I'd rather be safe than sorry than be with, you know, toxic relationship or people that are going to bring me down, or not even close to God, you know. And just like, I've just seen people that do really stupid things in order to get their greed and pride and lie to you, you know. I've noticed people lie a lot, and the more I know, the more I study about things like that, and that it doesn't sicken me at what they are. It just makes me realize what people could do to get their things their way, and that's what I notice. It's best to, I'm just gonna let you know, it's best to get close to God, and this is my message for you guys. Just pray every day, be thankful, and get close to Him. Bye.